Hi, my name's Aubrey, and today I'll be teaching warm-up. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to start with cardio, and then we're going to go through some stretching, strength, and balance exercises. And we're going to work in a top to bottom fashion. So let's start with cardio. We're just going to start running in place a little bit, just to kind of get our blood flowing. We'll do this for about 30 seconds. If it's a little too high impact, we can also just slow it down and walk in place as well. We just want to make sure we get our blood flowing and everything warmed up before we actually start stretching. Let's do about 10 more seconds of this, and then we're going to move into some jumping jacks. We just want to make sure our back is straight and our arms are by our side. All right, and 5 more seconds before we hit those jumping jacks. And 3, 2, and 1. So for these, we're just going to do these for about a minute. And then we want to make sure that our arms and our legs go out at the same time. Again, I know the jumping can be a little high impact, so we can slow these down and just do step outs instead. And these are really good to get your heartbeat up and get some oxygen moving through your body. We do want to make sure that we're breathing through these. I know with cardio, it's a lot easier to remember to breathe, but throughout the rest of our warm-up, we want to kind of keep that in mind. We're going to do these for about 30 more seconds. This way we can start kind of stretching out our body, get some oxygen moving through it. You guys look great so far. You're doing amazing. And we have about 10 more seconds to go. After this, we're going to move into some high knees, which we're going to start off at a little slower pace. And then if they're feeling not as challenging as you want, we can do them a little quicker. All right, so for these, we're just going to pick our knees up and bring them to our chest. If you do want the challenge of making it a little more intense, we can go faster until we're really moving. All right, and we're going to do these for about 10 more seconds. Everyone's looking good. We want to make sure our arms are moving with this as well, just to keep our whole body engaged. All right, in 3, 2, 1, we're going to start by stretching our upper body now. So we're going to start with some lateral neck extensions. We don't want to bring our neck all the way around our body, but we're going to go to the side and then to the other side. This is really good for stretching out our upper back. I'm starting to get some movement through there. All right, we have about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Let's move into some arm circles now. So we're going to make big circles going forwards. This is a really great movement for your entire arm. It starts to warm up our shoulders. It gets our biceps and our triceps engaged. And it just kind of stretches everything out so we don't get hurt later in our warm-up or our workout. We're going to do this for about 5 more seconds, then we're going to switch directions. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we're going to bring it back. This movement can also help with our upper back, which is really nice because that's kind of a hard one to hit with stretching sometimes. But when we are working out, we want to make sure everything is ready to go. This is an exercise that we do want to remember to breathe through. I know when you're standing here, it doesn't feel like you need to as much, but it's really important so that we don't pass out. All right, and we're going to do this for about 3 more seconds. And then we're going to move in to some chest expansions. So for these, we're going to start with our hands in front of us and bring them back. So this is really good for, again, our shoulders and our arms, but it also helps to open up our chest, which is really helpful for more breathing. And it can help warm up the erector spinae muscles, which are in between your shoulder blades. All right, and so now we're going to move into some light stretching. So I want you to take whichever arm you feel comfortable with. I'm going to start with my right. We're going to bring it behind our head, and then with the other arm, we're going to kind of pull down and out. So this is going to help stretch out our triceps and our shoulders some more. This is a good opportunity for you to remember to breathe and just kind of even out your breathing. I know the cardio can be a lot sometimes. It definitely was for me. Now we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take the opposite arm and bring it over. Looking really good so far, you guys. We just want to make sure our backs are straight and we're staring straight ahead. We'll do this for about 5 more seconds, and then we're going to bring our arms down to the front. 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to take one of our arms and we're going to pull it across our body. This is another really good stretch. It just kind of helps get everything ready to go before we exercise. We're going to do this for about 6 more seconds. Keep breathing through this. Make sure we're not locking our knees or anything. All right, and let's switch sides. All right, I hope you guys feel the stretch. I definitely do. I'm a little sore from my workout, but that's what warming up is for. It helps break up some stuff in our body. All right, we're looking really good. In about 5 more seconds, we're going to switch to something else. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now I want you to you're going to put one of your palms out, and with the other hand, you're going to take it and pull it back towards your body. It's hard to tell if you aren't sore, but this is going to help stretch out your biceps and your forearms a little bit. It's another thing that's kind of weird to stretch. It's a little harder to get to. So by doing things like this, that really helps. And we're going to switch to the other side in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. So we're just going to take the other hand and pull it towards our body now. Looking really good, you guys. Just make sure our knees aren't locked and our backs are straight. We don't want anyone passing out today. And we're just going to keep breathing. After this, we're going to move into some lower body stretching. All right, so 3, 2, and 1. So for these, we're going to start with some lunges just to kind of activate our glutes, our quads, and our hamstrings. So I'll face this way so you can see, but I want you to step out with one leg and then bend down. And we're just going to do it on one side for about 30 seconds and switch to the other. I know that this can be kind of a strain on a lot of joints, so we can also decrease our range of motion and not go as far down. Or if you want a little more burn, we can increase our range of motion. All right, so let's do about 15 more seconds of these. You want to make sure your weight is in the back of your foot, just so that we're not putting a lot of pressure on our knees, and we don't want our kneecap going over our toes. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to switch sides now. So we're going to bring our other foot out front and lower our other knee down. And once again, we're just making sure our toes aren't going, or our knee isn't going over our toes. We want our back to be straight. We can just make sure our range of motion isn't super increased if it's not feeling very good. And we want our gaze to be straight ahead in front of us. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now our lower body is getting warmed up. So we're gonna go into some squats. For these, I don't want you guys going below like 45, 50 degrees. So we're just gonna lightly squat down and then back up. With this, it's also really important that our knees are behind our toes again, just to avoid the extra strain. We want our back to be straight and our gaze focused right ahead. Let's do 2 more. And then we're going to move into some calf raises. We're just wanting to activate all of our muscles in our warm-up. So for calf raises, you're just kind of going to raise up on your toes and back down. It just helps engage the calves, get them a little warmed up. If you do feel like this isn't doing it for you, totally feel free to stand on an edge like this mat and then raise up from there. It gives you a little more challenge and can give you the higher intensity you're looking for. All right, we have about 15 more seconds of these. And then we're going to move into some more stretching. So again, you just want to make sure you're breathing through this. You guys look great so far. You're doing amazing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to stretch our quads a little bit. So I want you to, with your hand, you're going to take the back of your leg. This is a super challenging balance exercise for people like me who have no balance. So feel free to grab onto the wall or hold something stationary. Right, and we're going to switch sides. This is a really good way to just kind of stretch out our quads. So another one that can be more challenging to get sometimes. I always forget to stretch, so this is a good way to do it. All right, and we're going to spend about 5 more seconds with this. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so for the next one, we're going to do some leg swings. This is really good for your abductor and adductor muscles in your hip. It kind of helps open them up. It's another balance moment. So if you need to hold on to something, totally feel free. If I had something to hold on to, I probably would be. But we're just going to take our leg and swing it across our body. You want to make sure that you're going across in every way. So bring your leg all the way across and then all the way out to hit both the abductor and the adductor. We're going to do about 5 more seconds, and then we're going to do the other side. Looking really good so far. And let's switch. Sometimes too, if you don't have something to hold on to, it's really, if you find like a spot on the ground or something to look at, that can help a lot. All right, we have about 15 more seconds. You guys are doing really great. I'm impressed so far. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we've kind of successfully stretched our upper and our lower body. So we're going to move onto the ground for some groundwork. So for these, we're going to start with something that's a little more high intensity just to keep our blood up. So they're called mountain climbers. So what you're going to do is you're going to get down, put your hands like you're going to do a push-up, and then making sure we keep our back straight. We're going to bring our knees up and back down. This is another exercise if you're looking for something a little more intense that you can do faster. I am not in enough shape right now to do them faster and still talk to you, but if you do want a higher intensity thing, this is really good for that. We have about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we're kind of helping warm up our shoulders again and more of our upper body. So we're going to move into something called shoulder taps. These are really good for your upper body, for your core. So we're going to bring it back to our push-up position. And we're going to bring one hand up, touch our shoulder, bring the other one up, touch our shoulder. For these, we can also go on our knees and do it as well. But this is really good for core stability, which actually will help you with balance. All right, we have about 10 more seconds. We're going to move into some push-ups. You guys look really good. I know this can be kind of a challenging part of it, but you're doing great. All right, and 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now we're going to do some push-ups to help warm up again our triceps, our upper body, and our core. So for these, we are going to start on our knees just to kind of help with some of that intensity. But we're going to have our hands right under our shoulders. And then going down, we want our elbows tucked into our sides and pressing our chest to the ground. If you do want to challenge yourself a little more, feel free to go up on your knee or your feet, but making sure our back is straight the whole time. All right, you guys looking really good so far. Let's do about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So to finish up with our upper body, we're going to do a plank. We're going to do about 25 seconds, but it just kind of helps to warm everything else up and get you really going. So We're going to put our elbows on the ground. We're going to hold it here. I want you guys to make sure you're breathing through this and keeping your back straight. I know this is definitely a challenging exercise, but if you help squeeze your core and look straight ahead and keep breathing, you're going to do great. We have about 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so to kind of finish up this part, we're going to do some bird dogs. This is another really good core stability. So you're going to be on all fours. And then taking your opposite hand and opposite leg, you're going to bring it out and then back in. And out and back in. This is really good for helping exercise your glutes a little bit, as well as your lower back and your core. We're going to do about 2 more, and we'll move into some glute bridges. All right, so for the glute bridges, we're going to lay on our back, and then we're going to bring, you can put your hands on your stomach, and we'll bring our hips up, squeeze our glutes at the top, and bring it back down. Then up, bring it back down. Let's do this 3 more times. We want to remember to keep breathing through this, as well as just kind of looking right up at the ceiling. All right, and 1 more, and then we'll move into some core. Perfect. So for core, we're just going to do some crunches, some bicycle kicks, and a few other things. So for crunches, we're going to want to bring our head up and then back down, and up and back down. We'll do this 5 more times. Looking really good so far. We want to make sure we breathe out when we go up and in when we go down. This helps establish a steady rate of breathing and make us feel better later. All right, so now we'll move into some bicycle crunches. This works for our obliques really well. So we'll bring our legs up and then rotate the other side. We want to make sure we still breathe through this. You guys look really good so far. All right, let's do 4 more. 3 and 4. The last thing we're going to do with our upper abdomen are called penguins. These are really good for your rectus abdominis and your obliques. So we're going to bring our hand to our ankles and bending at the core. Looking really good so far. This one is a really easy one to hold your breath through, so make sure you're breathing in and out at a steady rate. All right, in about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. So now we've worked our upper abdomen muscles, so we're going to go to our lower ones. Those get forgotten about a lot, and they're really good for injury prevention. We're going to start with some flutter kicks. So you'll take your hands, put them right under your sit bones, and then we're just going to kick our legs up and down. We want to make sure we're looking at our feet. We'll do this for about 10 more seconds. Once again, we want to make sure we're breathing through these the whole time. All right, we're going to switch into flutter kicks now. So do the same thing with our head and our body, and then we're just going to cross our legs. All right, in 3, 2, and 1. So the last thing we're going to do are called V-ups. These are really good for our rectus abdominis, and just a lot of your middle core muscles. So we'll put our hands on the ground, bring our knees in, and then back out. And in, and back out. We're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's it for my warm-up for you guys. I hope you feel ready to go for your workout. I know I am, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.